Hey guys! In today's video, I'm planning for April in my bullet journal. To start off with, on the left side of this page, I'm doing the title for the month in somewhere that's in between block lettering and just making really thick regular letters. For this first title, April, I used this thin pen and made each letter thicker by hand. Later on, I switched to just using a thicker pen. I like the way it looks when I use a thin pen because it gives those really sharp corners that kind of make it look typed, but it was a lot more efficient to just use a thin pen. My theme for April is sort of cherry blossom themed, but also they're just purple flowers on a really scraggly looking branch. I started off by drawing the flowers. They're just loopy little flowers with 5 petals based on a sketch that I did earlier in pencil. And then I'm adding in the branches. These were pretty simple to do. You don't actually have to be really neat or have great control of your pen because the point is to make it look kind of random and scraggly and messy. After doing the line outline, I'm coloring them in using a thick black pen and a thinner one. The thicker one is faster and more efficient at coloring in large areas, and then I use the thinner black pen for more detailed, smaller sections of the branches. I thought a vaguely cherry blossom themed look would be suitable for April since April is cherry blossom season, but these aren't actually cherry blossoms, they're just purple flowers that I felt like drawing. As you can see, I'm coloring them in with a purple mild liner right now. Today I have a little tiny surprise giveaway for you guys of a journal from Beechmore Books. This is an A5 sized journal with dot grid pages, which would be great for bullet journaling. I personally really like a dot grid. If you're interested in winning this journal, check out the details in the description for the rules and a link to where you can enter. And now back to your regularly scheduled Plan With Me content. I'm doing a little calendar of April underneath the main title, pretty much the same as always. Next, I'm moving on to my trackers and planners for the month. Actually, they're all just planners. I didn't do any trackers this month. The first one is a video plan setup, not anything out of the ordinary from what you've seen likely many times on my channel. Underneath, I have a little planner for my spring break, since spring break for me is the second week of April, and I'm really excited to finally have a break from school and have some time to relax and get ahead on work and study for AP tests. Fun times. This planner has 3 different sections, one list of things that I have to do, one list for things that I want to do, and one section of a schedule for each day, any events that might be happening, or if I'm doing anything with my friends. Things that I have to do are mostly schoolwork and studying. Things that I want to do, just anything I might want to do for fun. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, but I've never really made the most of living in such a great place, so if you have recommendations, be sure to leave them in the comments. Underneath, I lettered the quote, "We may pass violets looking for roses." It ties into my purple flower theme for the month, and I think of this quote as a reminder to appreciate the things that you already have right in front of you, instead of always trying to chase after the next thing, the thing that you think will be perfect, that you have to do or have or be. Anyways, now I'm moving on to my 9 for 2019 goal reflection setup, and I'm putting it right next to my journal, similar to what I did in my March setup. Like what I did on the other spread for this month, I'm doing this giant cherry blossom / not cherry blossom branch that stretches across the whole page. The process for doing this is the exact same as it was for the other side, so I'm not going to explain it again in too much detail. However, if you were paying really close attention to the previous page, you might have noticed that I had used a thinner pen to trace over the letters an extra time. I was trying to give it the sharp corners that I had on my April one when I did it with only the thin pen, but it didn't really help, and it just made it kind of all look weird and blobby and uneven. So on this side, I just decided not to bother trying to give the letters those really sharp corners. Like my March setup, I'm dividing the rest of the page into 4 horizontal sections, one for each Sunday in April. As you've noticed, I started messing up a lot on these lines. For April, I'm using vertical lines to divide sections or group certain things together, and I didn't really plan this part out beforehand with a pencil, which is probably why I messed up counting the squares on this section, so I had to use a lot of whiteout to fix things. What I do with my 9 for 2019 is I pick 3 of my 9 goals for the year, which I went over in my 2019 plan with me, and I reflect on how I've been making steps to reach it and what I can change to improve. Here are the 2 completed spreads. I'm pretty happy with how this theme turned out. Lately, I've been liking a more simple, line, monochromatic look. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more bullet journal videos, I'll link some on screen and in the description. I upload new videos every Monday, and my Tumblr and Instagram are both at studyquill if you want to see photos of my bullet journal. See you next time!